Okay, so if you've clicked on this video, you probably fall into one of the following categories. A, you're a console gamer and are wondering if now is the right time to switch to PC. B, you're a PC gamer and just need a bit of an ego boost. Or C, you clicked on this video because the YouTube algorithm overlord has placed it on your recommended page. No matter which group you fall into, I hope this video provides you some insight into the world of PC gaming and whether or not it sounds like a place for you. Now this video will be broken down into three main sections. Section 1 will cover my personal experience with gaming and my own switch from console to PC. Section 2 will cover what I like to call the little things that make big differences. And Section 3 will cover sort of an overall pros and cons list and a final overview of my stance on the topic. So starting off, I had been a console gamer for pretty much my entire life. In 2008, I got my first real console, the Xbox 360. The first game I played on the console was Halo 3, and I think it's safe to say that it threw me headfirst into the gaming culture of the late 2000s, where machinima ruled YouTube and Xbox Live lobbies were filled with mic spammers and pretty much non-stop toxicity wars. I did, of course, play some computer games when I was younger, such as RuneScape, but for the most part, I was a console-only gamer. Over the years, I would go on to play loads of games. Gears of War, later Halo titles, almost the entirety of the Call of Duty franchise, except Infinite Warfare, we don't talk about that one. And although I knew that PC gaming was a thing, I had heard that there was this steep cost barrier to entry, and I was content with console gaming, and I didn't really give PC a second glance. Fast forward to January of 2020, I'd been playing fewer and fewer games over the last couple of years and was feeling pretty burnt out. New releases didn't really grab my attention like they used to, and I started looking for other hobbies to fill up my free time with. My love for gaming was starting to fizzle out. Around this time, a YouTube video about building a budget gaming PC showed up on my recommended page, and after clicking on it, I soon fell into the rabbit hole that is the YouTube PC gaming community, and within a month, I had built my very first gaming PC. And for the first time in my life, loaded up a AAA game on something other than a console. That game was Doom 2016, and to say it impressed me is nothing shy of a vast understatement. How is it able to make me fall back in love with gaming? To explain this, I would like to talk about what I like to call the small things that make big differences. First and foremost, the things that I'm going to mention in this section will be very hard to agree with without first actually trying them for yourselves. And with that, I will say that the biggest difference that I noticed when switching from console to PC was the increase in frame rate and the buttery smoothness of a 144Hz display. Now, being a console gamer my entire life and playing on a TV, I had only ever been exposed to 30 or at the most 60 FPS. And if you are like I was, then you have no idea what you're missing out on. Games are just straight up more fun at higher frame rates, and every moment, especially in FPS titles, feels so natural and so smooth. Think about it like this. A console experience is like a commuter car. It works, it's simple, and it gets the job done without providing you with any sort of advantage over other cars. A PC is like a fine-tuned Italian sports car, a little more finicky, however I personally haven't had any PC trouble, knock on wood, but also way faster and way more enjoyable to drive. After experiencing the smoothness of 144Hz in titles like Doom and Modern Warfare, going back to PlayStation or Xbox honestly seems like a punishment. And the only time I revisit my PS4 is when a new exclusive comes out and I just need to get my hands on it. Playing Forza Horizon 4 on ultra settings at over 100 FPS was an absolute blast. The dynamic lighting, the high resolution textures, and the insane frame rate made the whole experience feel unreal. Moving on to the final section, I just want to give you guys a simple pro-con list overview of both platforms so that you can hopefully make up your mind and decide to join the PC gaming community. As far as pros and cons, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that PC gaming is perfect and that consoles could better be used as firewood, because frankly, that's just not the case. They both have their ups and downs. First of all, PC as a platform has a lot of things going for it, but it also has its fair share of drawbacks. PCs can perform better than consoles in games and also give you the ability to do a massive amount of other things with them. For instance, I'm writing this script, recording this footage, and editing this video all on my gaming PC, something that I could never do on a modern day console. However, it took me a little while to research the proper PC build strategy and what parts would suit my needs while remaining under my budget. So in this regard, PCs are more involved and not just easy to pick up from the store, take home and plug in and play. On the other hand, consoles are as simple as it gets. They're all the same, save for a few storage option differences, and they really only do one thing: play games. Granted, once you pick a side, Team Blue or Team Green, you really don't have to do any research, and you can be sure that any game you pick up from the store will pretty much work flawlessly with your console, assuming the developer finished the game on time. And I guess that's the main difference. PC gaming is more involved, but can offer you way higher levels of enjoyment, while consoles offer a simple, streamlined, foolproof gaming experience that doesn't go out of its way to impress you. To conclude, I would recommend that everyone at least try out a gaming PC at least once. And if you play games frequently, especially now since everyone is home during quarantine, then I honestly cannot recommend a gaming PC enough. It will change the way you play and add a whole new level of enjoyment to your favorite titles. If you're still on the fence, trust me, go for it, it's worth it. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is actually my first YouTube video, so if you enjoyed what you just watched, I would really appreciate you hitting that like button or maybe even subscribing for my future content. See you guys next time, and thanks for watching.